everyone, this is Gogo from Gogo Chain Consulting. Welcome to the In Pursuit of Customer Loyalty in Conversation series. Joining me today, we have Bouna Choe from New York. Good morning, Bouna.
Good morning. Hi.
Hi. Thank you in advance for joining us today and for sharing your insights and wisdoms on customer loyalty with the audience.
Definitely. I'm happy to be here.
So some highlights about Bouna. So she's a veteran in the fashion industry with over 20 years of luxury experience, and 10 years and beyond is around omni-channel luxury. And she has a very strong global expertise focused on personal styling for ultra high net worth individual clients, including those featured on world's best dressed list, royals, and renowned entrepreneurs. And Bouna excels at building lasting relationships with her clients and creating very innovative omni-channel experience for high-touch customers. And on a side note, she's a jet setter, from runway show production during New York Fashion Week and selling campaigns in Paris for Phoebe Philo's Celine to pivoting into fashion tech senior global executive. And she will share more with us. And beyond all of that, very importantly, Bouna is a very fun individual and a very darling friend of me. So thank you again, Bouna, for joining us today.
Thank you for the lovely introduction, Gogo.
So Bouna, tell us something people don't normally know about you.
So I started my career as I owned clothing stores. And so I had two clothing stores. One was a women's clothing store that I had for 5 years, and a kids' clothing store. So after college, I graduated and I worked at a small boutique for a year to gain experience. It was the best boutique in Atlanta at the time. And so I did everything from A to Z. After a year, I gained enough experience. So I launched my own stores, broke profit year one. So it's quite successful. Also was voted best new store in Atlanta my first year.
Wow.
And so that was a great, memorable time.
Wow, you truly an entrepreneur from the very beginning.
Yes.
So, we mentioned about ultra high net worth individuals, right? So actually a lot of people are very curious about them. And without breaking any confidentiality, can you share with us a bit more about who they are and what do they like?
Definitely. So my clients consist of some of the best dressed women in the world, as you mentioned earlier. I do work with a few royals, those with active social lives who are well traveled, who need full looks for several events throughout the year. I also work with busy professionals and entrepreneurs, especially with offices becoming from, in office, and offices are becoming more casual. To be honest, I work with a handful of men, and they're especially confused about what business casual looks like. And so that has been a new wave of clients that I've been working with. And also clients that have a life change, something that's happened in their lives that they just want to refresh or update their wardrobe. I've been working with a client recently that has just gotten married. Her husband has two stepdaughters, they're teenagers. And so she came to me and she was like, Bouna, people don't wear skinny jeans anymore because my teenage stepdaughters were asking me, what are you wearing, when she put on her skinny jeans. She said, I need to update my wardrobe so my teenage daughters think I'm cool.
Yeah, well, indeed, there's such a wide range of ultra high net worth individuals there, isn't it?
Definitely.
So, talking about customer loyalty as the theme for today's conversation. So, what's customer loyalty to you, Bouna?
So customer loyalty to me is being the go-to for that person. Nowadays, a lot of, retailers have similar products. And so when you become the go-to for a client, they trust you, they count on you for your expert opinion. They know that you won't steer them wrong. Some don't even make a move without you. So when you become invested in the client in turn also becomes invested in you. And that to me is true customer loyalty.
That's so well said. And I really like how you described it, that when we invest in the clients are also investing in us. So it's a equal situation, an equal relationship that we are building and cultivating together, two ways.
Definitely. Yes.
So just add on to that question, what is your view on the importance of curating memorable human interactions? And the reason I ask that, because nowadays there's a lot of, like tacky things, digital and all that. So, is human interaction still important?
Definitely. There is definitely a lot of noise these days. I think that personal gestures can be much more impactful than, a large generic gift, to be honest. Really get to know and understand your client is always the first step. I always say that styling is a lot of, dealing with psychology, because it's a practice in psychology, because you are studying behaviors and picking up on clues to get to know your client. From there, this valuable information that you've picked up through, verbal and nonverbal communication can be useful in creating these memorable human interactions. So really get to know your clients.
I like that metaphor of a practice in psychology. It's very
Yes,
spot on.
definitely.
um, so you shared your view on the importance. So how do you curate memorable human interactions with what you do?
So I think a memorable human interaction can be something as simple as a Zoom call during a client fitting, to hosting a client during Paris for haute couture for a, incredible money can't buy experience. It all just depends on how you make the client feel. So try to find out as much information as possible, going back to, the point before. But find out about as much of them through communications with them, whether it's via WhatsApp or text or videos, and really observe their buying patterns. How are they buying? Are they buying twice a year really heavily? Are they buying all throughout the year? Are they buying for a male, like maybe that's their partner? Are they buying for children? So really pick up on these clues, and use the points to personalize the experience. This can be something as simple as knowing what a client's favorite color is, showing up for lunch and bringing them a small token in their favorite color. Or if you have a client that's an avid art collector, host them for lunch at the restaurant with a beautiful original collection of artwork. And I tend to err on the side of formality when working with clients. I let the client be the first one to become a bit more casual, and then you follow suit after that. Definitely have fun and be relaxed with your clients, but keep in mind that you are providing them a service. And so it is your job to ensure everything goes smoothly and that you set the tone for the experience. And so I really think, by creating memorable human interactions, these clients oftentimes become clients for life, and sometimes friends for life as well. And an example of a memorable human interaction, I was working with an ultra high net worth client who has everything in the world, anything she would need. She was traveling to New York and has two small daughters, and so we met for lunch. And rather than anything extravagant, I made New York care packages for the girls, little goodie bags. And so at the lunch, presented the girls with the goodie bags, and the client was just over the moon. She thought that was, more special than any gifting I could have given her. And she's still a great client.
Oh, such a beautiful story. And what I hear from this story is that instead of treating her as a client with a title with dollar sign, you treat her as a human being and as a mom and someone that loves her daughter. And that's really the way that you build that, trust and create that human contact with her.
Definitely. I always view a client as a relationship and not as a transaction. And so I think that really comes through when working with clients.
So what when it comes to, taking care of the clients, what are your non-negotiables?
I think, definitely honesty, acting with authenticity and discretion. I think privacy is a big one. I know, some might start working with clients and may want to, you know, share the news. Oh, I'm working with this, celebrity, or I'm working with this person. But, I think privacy is such an important piece of working with a client. So, practice discretion. And I also think, be yourself. You can be your true self and attract, the clients that you want to work with. And it's, I think that's so important, because your authenticity and, whether you are being real or not definitely shines through.
I love that too, because in fashion and luxury, we tend to got a lot of temptations, and we can sometimes be allured to that while forgetting who we truly are. But remaining our authentic self actually is a very powerful tool to connect with the clients that sees who we are too.
I agree. Show them, your personality as well.
Definitely. So what is one of your most effective customer retention offers or tactics or strategies?
To be honest, I think the most important retention strategy is, offering the top level of service, and a seamless customer experience. Anticipate what a client needs before they even know they need it. Think 3 steps ahead for the client. Many retailers have similar merchandise, and many send gifts. And I found that what really solidifies a customer relationship goes back to the importance of the personal relationship formed with the customer.
Love that. 3 steps ahead, not 1 steps ahead.
Not one, 3.
That's the new standard. So, what is one other tip that you would like to share with the community when it comes to cultivate an enduring client relationship?
I think what really has helped my business to be extremely successful is to understand how a client works and tailoring your working style to what works for them. Some clients I have, and they want to, text all day. They need a bit more coddling. They ask you advice for every single, um, outfit that they wear. And so, I know that client needs a bit more personal interaction. Some clients simply, are very quick to the point. They are very, very busy. They're quick to decide. And so, when working with that type of client, just make sure you have all the information presented at one time, so there's less of a back and forth. Make their life easy as well. And so really tailor your working style to how you work with clients. I also think that communication with a client and being transparent is really important. Clients are understanding. And so as if I found that when you're transparent with, something that may have arisen that, isn't the perfect situation, as long as you're transparent and honest, they understand. And so don't be afraid. Don't, make up a crazy lie. Like, just, be honest. And then I think, to tie this up, set clear boundaries so you have a peace of mind as well. You are working with the client and you are offering a service, but it's important to keep a good work-life balance. And so I do think, it is important to set clear boundaries with clients as well.
Thank you. That's very valuable 3 tips instead of the one that we
Oh,
asked
great.
for. And I know that Bouna, you also comes today for a special delight and surprise for one of our lucky viewers, right? So would you want to review that for us, please?
Definitely. I would love to offer a session for Ask Me Anything. So we're offering a 30-minute session with one of your viewers. We can do this over champagne. We can do this over coffee or tea. But, feel free if you have questions about, styling service, how to work with ultra high net worth clients, how to attract clients, how to bring the process of working with an offline client online. Anything you want to ask me, I'm here.
Oh, that's a very precious offer from Bouna. Thank you so much for that. And for the viewers, please feel free to inbox me if you're interested in the offer, and we will be in touch with you and connect you with Bouna. So talking about
Great.
connecting with Bouna, Bouna also had a great news lately. She's launching her new website. So it will be here as we show to demonstrate below. So please feel free to check her out more, look at her styling tips, branding tips, and feel free to reach out to her for more consultation. She's definitely one of the best in the industry in everything fashion, styling, and luxury branding.
Thank you so much, Gogo. This was so much fun.
Thank you for joining us today, Bouna, and thank you for all the valuable tips that you share to anchor the importance and the tools to build an enduring client relationship. Have a
My
good day.
pleasure. Bye. Have a good night.
Bye.